For Easter in my family growing up, Easter cookies that my grandmother prepared for us was one of the highlights of our spring. All 7 of my cousins could not wait when we heard that Grandma was making our Easter bunny cookies. It's really a fun project to do with your kids. We all dye Easter eggs, so my children last night dyed some eggs for me. And you can do them in all different colors. You want to purchase a nice big bunny cutout. You can find at your local baking needs store. You can actually order them online. I have seen them too. This has been passed down. This was my mother's. She gave it to me so I can make it with my kids and my cousin's kids. So this project, my children look forward to just as I did as a child. It's very simple. You're going to use your basic cookie dough. This is my Italian cookie dough. It's 4 cups of flour, a cup of Crisco. I'll give you the recipe along with this project. So you're going to prepare your dough. You're going to chill your dough. I roll it out about 1/4 inch thick. It's great if you roll it on a piece of parchment paper. I highly recommend doing this. Roll it out onto a piece of parchment paper, put another piece of wax paper on top, and put it into your refrigerator for at least 15 minutes. It'll just chill it up just enough to make the dough easy to work with. So now we're going to just press down with 2 hands. I think we can get 2 bunnies out of this. And the kids really enjoy doing this. So we're going to press down. We're going to take our excess dough off. Growing up, when my grandparents settled in Naples, Florida for retirement, we were very disappointed because Grandma wasn't around for Easter anymore to make these for us. And I was lucky enough to have an aunt on my mother's side of the family that prepared these very same cookies for her family, and her name was Aunt Vincy. I actually have a hard time calling her Aunt Vincy. Her name is Aunt Vincy, but we called her Aunt Fifi. Her name is Vincy Militello, and she still lives here in Gloucester. So she added us to her list, my brother and I have to tell you, it meant so much to us. And after I got married and had children, the very first Easter, I could not wait to prepare and carry this tradition on that my grandmother passed down to us, to my children. And now my brother's children look forward to doing it. They want to come to Titi's house so we can make Easter cookies. So here's some eggs the kids dyed last night. It's very simple. You're going to place your egg right in its belly, and the kids can do this. It's a project definitely I recommend you doing with your family. So just gently press down, just a little bit, not too much. Then you're going to take some of your extra dough I've already prepared. I'll show you. Just roll it out with your fingers very gently. If it breaks, don't worry about it. You can use it as the crisscross. So let me take one that's not broken, and we're just going to lay it right around the egg. And gently press it in towards the egg, not smashing it, very gently, so it adheres to the egg. So one goes around, and then we're going to take another one, and we're going to crisscross it. I'm telling you, the memories of this, remember my mother coming home with them when my Aunt Vincy used to make them for us, and how excited my brother and I were. And it's so fun to see my kids feel the same way. They're like, Mama, when are we making the Easter cookies? So I just love that. Tradition is very important to me. Growing up, tradition was everything to my grandparents, and I'm just so blessed to have those kind of memories. So the next step that we're going to do, and I know you're going to think I'm absolutely crazy, because if you bite into this, it is not going to taste good, but it looks good. And sometimes when we're cooking, it's about how it looks too. It's very important. My grandmother and my Aunt Fifi always used cloves for the eyes. And I know, I'm laughing because I can think of how many times my brother and I were thinking we were so careful as we were eating our bunny that we weren't going to swallow the clove eye, and then, sure enough, we bit into the eye. So you're just going to stick your cloves. You got to find right where the eyes would be. And another thing the kids definitely can do, we're going to bake these in 375-degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes. So let me show you how I prepare my frosting. First, I start with 1 lemon. I would say it's about a tablespoon of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. Add it to our powdered sugar. Make sure that there's no seeds in there. Give it a little stir. Then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of milk. You can use any kind of milk. This happens to be lactate-free milk because my children are lactose intolerant, so you can use whole milk. If you don't have milk and you have half and half, or cream, that's fine. Mix that up. And we're gonna add a little bit of vanilla. I'm gonna say like a cap full of vanilla. When I do my baking, I always use pure vanilla. This happens to be Madagascar vanilla, which is one of my favorite. It has a lot of flavor. Okay, so I can see our glaze is a little bit thin. I want it to be a little thicker than that, so we're gonna add a little bit more powdered sugar. And really, you can make this as thick as you want or as thin as you want. If you like a really thick icing, go for it. You can definitely use it. I like a thinner icing because it kind of drips over the cookie, getting even the sides, and the sprinkles stick to it really nice. So our frosting is all made. Now the fun part, we get to paint our Easter Bunny cookies. And let me tell you, the kids have a blast doing this. Go right over the eyes, don't worry. Just remember, when you're eating these, to eat around the eyes. The clove is very strong. Unless you like clove, you'll have fresh breath, that's for sure. Just brush it all over. There's no right or wrong way. Like I said, if you like a thicker frosting, use a thicker frosting. You're gonna go over the X, kind of with the edge of your brush, just like this. Not that you can't get it on the Easter egg, but it kind of looks pretty when the sprinkles just stick to the cross part. You can use a spoon if you'd like to use the sprinkles. You can just shake it on, whatever way you prefer. You can do it like this. I like to do everything with my hands, so I'm going to use my hands as always. You have a little bit more control. And these little jimmies is what my grandmother and my Aunt Fifi always use, so they are a little crunchy. If you rather have a different type of sprinkle, try it. If not, try our traditional Easter Bunny recipe, the way we do it. So our Easter Bunny cookies are all frosted, and we have put our sprinkles on them. So now I'm going to show you how we traditionally serve them on our table for Easter. So what we do is we get some artificial Easter basket grass at your local pharmacy, grocery store. They sell it everywhere. Put that on your platter first. Place your cookies on top. Sprinkle it with favorite Easter candies. My kids like the little chocolates, and of course jelly beans. It wouldn't be Easter without jelly beans. On Easter, my father and my uncles would be waiting for the children who did not like to eat the actual egg part of the cookie. So I was one of the ones that would always give my egg up, and my father and my uncles were very happy. A lot of my cousins did enjoy the egg, so the egg is edible. Whether you like the egg or not, these cookies are really delicious. It's a super fun project to do with your family. It's a tradition that your kids will look forward to, as mine do, my brother and I did. I assure you, they're delicious, and you're going to build fun memories with your family.